Hello, everyone. My name is Jules. I am the founder of Seraph 7 Studios, and it is such a pleasure to go over the results from the name contest. You guys submitted so many great names. You made this decision extremely difficult. So, for those of you who don't know, the name contest was to name my newest character, the Nameless hero, who you see here. I only gave about 2 pieces of information for the contest, which is one, this Nameless hero is over 7 feet tall. And two, her story, or what was known of her biography so far, is written or basically designed on her body. So you see the tattoos, you see the beautification marks, the colors that she chose, her hair, her eyes. So all of these things are what you're supposed to look at in order to help you submit names. So one cool thing that people may not know are the colors of Seraph 7 are the colors of fire. So yellow, orange, and blue. And I do my best to incorporate that in nearly all the designs that I put together. So it's usually hidden somewhere. So it's been really fun for me, but I didn't hide it on her. It's very clear. All right, without further ado, let's get to it. So because I got so many, oh, wait, we're gonna go over what I was looking for first. Whoops, I'm just gonna move this out the way. All right, so what I was looking for a name that truly captures her story, even though you didn't know much about her story, but that captured who she was when you looked at her, and also that gives me a very great story to build as I build her biography. A name that was authentic. So she's a woman from the African continent, but I got a lot of names that were really awesome, but the names were Greek or they were like from India. So while they were so amazing, I was looking for names that were authentic to the African continent. A name that's worthy. So just because the name might be Nigerian doesn't mean that it's fitting for a hero or for this particular hero. I shouldn't say that. All names are fitting for a hero because people have all names. But I wanted a name that had a special umph to it and a really strong meaning for this particular character. I was looking for a full name. So all my characters besides Asar have a first, middle, and last name. So I was looking for that. Nobody submitted that, but if they would have won. Also, there were some people who submitted like superhero names. So instead of like Aurora Monroe, they submitted Storm. So that was cool. I wasn't expecting that, but I was very pleasantly surprised. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this first runner up? Sorry, I'm trying to move stuff out of the way here for you. All right. Well, I'm sorry, third runner up. So these were the people who their names was just so great. I needed a bitch in it, but they weren't one of the grand prize winners. So you're going to notice that there'll be a box that appears at the bottom that will show you what the name means. That's what the person submitted. I'm not going to read through them all, but you can always pause the video and check it out. So third runner up, Evelyn or Eveline. So I love this name because my grandmother, my mother's mother, her name was Eveline. So it was so great. It really tickled me to see her name submitted. And I think the meaning that was given was just so awesome. So that's the third runner up. All right, here we go. Second runner up, Hadithi. I absolutely love this name. This name was so difficult not to choose because of the meaning that was submitted. What I decided is that the Nameless hero's daughter will be named Hadithi and will have an amazing storyline in future games. So yeah, so look for that. All right, the first runner up, Kaukazi. This name is awesome and absolutely rocks. It was so difficult. It was basically down to the last few seconds of deciding that I decided not to go with Kawakazi and to use it at a later time. But I love this name. It's so fun to say. It looks awesome. It just has this power to it. I love it. Okay, so let's go with the names that were chosen. So this first name that I chose was not a name that was submitted by anyone. It was a name that I just chose. So during the selection period, my godmother actually passed away and her name was Juan. So I wanted to honor her. And what was so easy about honoring her this way was that the names that were submitted in the meetings totally fit her and who she was and the legacy that she leaves for all of us. So this is my godmother, Juan. So here's a picture of her children. So she had multiple children, but one of them she named Juan after her. And then that daughter had a child named Juan Ida, which is really cool. So it just shows that sometimes the legacy can also be passed down in a name, in addition to words and deeds. So this was my godmother also at my law school graduation. speaking a lot of blessings into my life. And so this is the legacy and some of the story that I'm going to give to the nameless hero. All right, so let's see who the winner of the extra large desk pad is. The person who submitted Uku. I love this name so much, and it sounds so good. So it'll be hyphenated, just like Juan Ida, my good friend. So this will be Juan Uku. I love it. Greatness or majesty. So to the point. So awesome. So you'll notice in the bottom left-hand side of the screen, it'll have the running tab of what the name is so far, because we got to get a first, middle, and last name in here. Okay. Second place goes to the person who submitted Eden Kira. So this is awesome. I love the meaning of this name. There were so many names that had a tree theme to them. So I kind of chose one of those names, and Eden Kira seemed to sum up all the tree submissions the best as this African tree goddess. I mean, we all know that not only are trees sturdy, they're strong, but they're also kind of the center of the ecosystem where they are at. And so it's so great. And one thing that you should know is I still don't know who submitted these names. So I have 2 interns from the University of St. Thomas. They actually have a list of who submitted what name, but they've been keeping it from me. So I chose these names blind. I don't know who submitted what, but I'm going to find out as soon as I post this video. It's going to be great. All right, the third place winner is person who submitted Amina. This is a great name, and the story behind it was so awesome. And when I thought about how I want to incorporate my godmother into the legacy of this hero, this is so fitting. This person, Amina, was all about order and building, uplifting the community, building structures that lasted for generations, that really empowered other people, take their lives kind of into their own hand, strategic. Like, I love this. All right, so if you're paying attention, so far we have Juan Uku, Eden Kira, Amina. So Eden Kira and Amina are the 2 middle names. So now we're about to go to the last name. Okay, the last name, the person who submitted, Okandi. I love this. Of course, going with that tree theme, you know, phonetically, just like they said here, it starts with oak and Okandi. Now, it doesn't have a significant of a meaning in writing as the other names that I chose have. However, what I really loved about it is how they referenced Black Panther. And it's really important to me to have more authentic and positive Black and BIPOC heroes. It's vital for me. And it seems like it's not just one company that's going to be doing that. It's companies from all across the spectrum coming together to put more positive characters out there. And just to ask you a quick question, can you name another Black female character who isn't Storm, who's a superhero? Exactly. I mean, they exist, but there's so few. It's time to change that. It's time to give our kids more positive heroes and have more positive representation so that even in our fantasies, we can be great people and people that we look up to. Because right now we have all these amazing heroes in the real world, right? Dr. Mae Jameson, Oprah Winfrey, Alice Walker, Bessie Coleman, Shirley Chisholm. But when you go to our fantasies, it's like Black women aren't allowed to have fantasies like flying in space and doing stuff like that, you know? So we need to change all that. All right. Here we go. The full name, Juan Uku, Eden Kira, Amina Okandi. And to give a big shout out to the people who did submit some superhero names. So there was one person who submitted the name Infinity. There was another person who submitted the name Mother Wisdom. So I liked both of them. And this is a superhero who's lived long enough to have more than one superhero name. So here's what we have. The Infinite One, the Wise One. Yes, Juan Uku. I love this name so much. I think it's so pretty. All right, so I leave you here with a link to my iPhone Women campaign. So my iPhone Women campaign, we're selling merch, like we're selling puzzles and t-shirts, sweatshirts, mouse pads, coffee mugs, things like that. And all the proceeds go to fund a curriculum for my Applied Advanced STEAM course. So the course will be developed by a team of 4 retired administrators here in Minnesota. And the course is to teach high school students how to make console video games, how to make video games for the Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. And what this program does is it takes students who make about $27,000 to $33,000 a year, and it sets them up for entry-level careers with no college degree, where they can make about $72,000 to $80,000 a year. So you've just completely changed their economic outlook. The goal also is to be able to provide market rate jobs for them upon graduation. So should they choose to stay in the video game industry or work in the video game industry, they'll have an employer right here in Minnesota instead of having to take their talents out of state. So that's the goal. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everyone who submitted the names. They are also awesome. I had such a great time reading them over. I wish everyone well. Take care.